Good evening, Cena streamers, and welcome to the upper decks of Limsa Liminsa for Heavensturn 2025 here in Final Fantasy XIV. I am not, in fact, at the quest giver to start because there are a few little NPCs scattered around that you can talk to before picking up the quest, and I wanted to visit and see what they had to say. So we're starting all the way over here by the Culinarians Guild to talk to the Red Hebi Yoriki.
By the kami, I'm famished. Once my shift is over, I'm going to feast on the finest food Limsa Liminsa has to offer. Oh, perhaps you're here for our Heavensturn event. Pray, head to the Aft Castle, I think it's called, and speak with my sister, the Hebi Bugyo.
And we will, but first, there are two others that we're going to chat with real quick. One is right over there, right outside the Drowning Wench. I believe this is the yellow Hebi Bugyo? Or, sorry, not Bugyo. That's the main quest giver. Yoriki, Hebi Yoriki. This girlie's very cute. She's very drowsy, kinda trying to tune things out.
Hum. Oh, sorry. I was mom's away. Still haven't gotten used to how busy this place is. Are you here to take part in the trivia trial? You better speak with the Hebi Bugyo. She'll provide you with all the details.
So she's a little overwhelmed. Very cute. And then we have one more on our way to the actual quest. And she's hanging out right over here. The blue Hebi Yoriki. She's near the center of it all. She's on high alert.
The sea here is such a marvelous color. So different to the waters back home. How I'd love to dive right in and swim to my heart's content. Ah, forgive me. If you're looking to take part in our little Heavensturn event, you ought to speak to the Hebi Bugyo.
Perhaps we shall, perhaps we shall. So as usual, this event is in Limsa Liminsa, here in the upper decks, by the Aft Castle. And we have some recurring people, it looks like. A Hebi Doshin. We have a festival supplier. Let's talk to the Hebi Shonin real quick. Check in with the shop. So we have two new housing items in the shop here. We have a food that you can place, an Oriental New Year's meal, and a wall decoration, a Springtide fan stand. These are both really gorgeous. You can buy them without even picking up the quest. I have in fact already purchased some and placed in some housing areas to look at them. Absolutely worth stocking up on if you have the space to do so. We also have the Advent Cakes Confetti, which I'll grab one to show off real quick, and the Zoni, which is a food item that is usually available during Heavensturn. Purely for roleplay reasons, it's a very basic low-level gathering food, but it gives you the 3% EXP buff, as does basically every food in the game. So if you'd like to get them, stock up now. They are only available during Heavensturn. Now, as for this confetti, let's get better lighting. There we go. It's a very big effect. Very, very, very tall. And as with all confettis, if you'd like to combine it with something in G-pose, you can do so. For example, let's see if that works actually. Oh, is it not going to play? Oh, okay, there it goes. It takes a cycle or two for it to mix the emote with the confetti. But you can feel free to pause and add that to your G-posing for the season. because the confetti pauses just like your character. So that's at the supplier. We have the Hebi Doshin here. I believe we'll be speaking with him in a little bit. But just to start. Good morrow to you, my lady. I am the Hebi Doshin, a member of the Far Eastern delegation come to share our traditions of Heavensturn with the good proud people of Eorzea. If there is aught you would know of this year's celebration, you need only ask. Ooh. What do you do here? At the turning of the year, a small delegation of our people will journey to Eorzea to celebrate the coming of Heavensturn, and in so doing, strengthen the bonds of friendship between Eorzea and the Far East. This year, our leader, the Hebi Bugyo, has planned a uniquely entertaining quiz that delves into all manner of Heavensturn trivia. Pray, test your knowledge and mark this most auspicious of occasions. Okay, and what is Heavensturn? You are unfamiliar with this festival. The tradition has a rich history which dates back centuries, but I do not wish to bore you, so I shall try and keep my summation brief. Heavensturn is a celebration that marks the start of a new year, though the way in which it is observed differs from region to region. Here in Eorzea, it is said that the 12 select one among them to keep vigil over the realm until the next passing of the 12 moons. I believe this year it is Limlane, Watcher of the Seas and Goddess of Navigation, who has been charged with this duty. In the Far East, however, the changing of the year is heralded by one of the 12 totem animals. As you have no doubt discerned from my helm, this year we pay homage to the revered Hebi. I speak of the creature you would know better as a snake. A snake, you say? I haven't the foggiest what you mean. Okay, so there's our little lore drop. Also, fun fact, so Naya is a sea wolf whose family traverses ports, including, but not limited to, Radzatan, Thavnair, Limsa in Lenosha, and Kugane over in Hingashi. So Limlane is very significant to her. That's very cool. And then IRL, me, the streamer, the recorder, the voice behind the Femro. Not that I've ever actually properly voiced Naya, just everybody else. I'm a year of the snake baby, so this is a very, very exciting conflation. And over here, we have a Far Eastern Omikujishi, and he made his first appearance several years back as the main attraction for a previous Heavensturn event. Greetings, my friend. I deal in omikuji, traditional Far Eastern fortunes. Would you care to draw one? And you can, again, I haven't picked up the quest. You can just come here and do this regardless. Let's learn about the origins of omikuji. Omikuji date back thousands of years. 'Tis said that 12 beasts of Far Eastern legend, known locally as messengers of the divine, once appeared before a monk in his dreams, and imparted to him 12 divine revelations each. Believing the vast wisdom bestowed upon him was not his alone to keep, the monk compiled each of the 12 revelations from the 12 beasts into fortunes, 144 all told, and then began a journey to spread this knowledge to others, for the benefit of all. As he traveled the land, word of the fortunes spread far and wide throughout the Far East. That, my friend, is how omikuji came to be. And omikujishi? I am but a man who, over the course of many winters, has come to find himself enthralled by the mysteries surrounding the number 12. The 12 beasts of the Far East, the 12 deities of Eorzea, and the 12 surnames of Vieira Males. Do you not find your own curiosity piqued by how the number appears in myriad cultures around the star? I cannot help but wonder if there is some connection we have yet to discover. It was during my journey to uncover this mystery that I discovered the omikuji, and it is the omikuji which have led me to where I stand today. Ah, I neglected to tell you my name. It is Kinbira, at present. Though we Vieira who have chosen to venture from our homeland are prone to changing our names on a whim, I am a rather unusual case. I switch between 12 different names, depending on the outlook of my fortune. So yeah, previous times that he's appeared, he's given us different names. We will not be drawing an Omikuji at this time, but at the end, perhaps we will see what fortune Naya has in store. So let's move on. We've talked to the Hebi sisters. We've gotten the rundown of the event and one of the attractions it offers. So let's speak with the Hebi Bugyo and actually properly start this. Heavensturn trivia. Oh, there's the reward right up front. The Great White Tsuchinoko. Delightfully squidgy and a veritable fountain of good fortune to boot. It'll be a minion that we get. The Hebi Bugyo wishes to test your knowledge of Heavensturn customs. Alright, as always, seasonal events are available for a limited time only. Let's get started. My, you look ready for all manner of arduous journeys and feats of valor. An adventurer, perchance. That I am. Pray forgive my idle speculation. I am known as the Hebi Bugyo, and along with my fellow delegates have come to these shores that we might share our Heavensturn customs with the fine folk of Eorzea. Both our peoples mark the turning of one year to the next, but how we do so differs in a few key respects. In Eorzean tradition, the 12 choose one of their number to guide the realm throughout the coming year. In the Far East, however, custom dictates we honor one of the 12 noble beasts. This year's totem is none other than the Hebi, although the term snake might be more familiar to Eorzean ears. Where I hail from, this oft-reviled creature represents longevity and regeneration, owing to the miraculous manner in which the Hebi emerges anew time and time again after shedding its skin. That many and more might benefit from the noble beast's blessings, my fellow delegates and I have devised what we hope will be an entertaining little event. I present to you the inaugural Slithery Trivia Trial. Okay. Participants will wend their way snake-like through the city streets and answer the questions posed by the trivia taskmasters they encounter. I have bid my sisters, the 3 Hebi Yoriki, await their charges at certain locations throughout Limsa. As for you, adventurer, I urge you to seek them out and put your knowledge of Far Eastern customs to the test, and rest assured that an auspicious prize is yours for the taking should you succeed. Consider it a means of stocking up on good fortune before your next foray out into the world. How about it? Have I piqued your interest? Absolutely. I'm so down to play. This little event of ours is first and foremost about promoting insight and understanding. To that end, should you find yourself stumped during the quiz, simply say so, and my sisters will provide a helpful hint. If it is a perfect score you seek, you may also wish to speak with the Hebi Doshin and acquire the knowledge you need. The first quiz master you shall face is the eldest of my younger sisters, the blue Hebi Yoriki. You'll find her a short distance north of here. Pray, shed your misgivings and venture forth. Shed, I see what you did there. Alright, let's give her another little chat. The blue Hebi Yoriki is awaiting just north of here. What question lies in store for you? There's only one way to find out. Alright, and she did very deliberately point out the Hebi Doshin here, who we did already speak to, but... Good morrow to you, my lady. I am the Hebi Doshin, a member of a Far Eastern delegation come to share our traditions of Heavensturn with the good people of Eorzea. If there is aught you would know of this year's celebration, you need only ask. Which is the same thing he said before, but now we can ask him about knowledge. I come seeking knowledge. Say no more. Pray, listen carefully. We Far Easterners are fond of our superstitions, one of which concerns the Hebi, a creature said to bestow great fortune upon all who behold one. But Hebi are as multifarious as they are scaly, and while each species has their merits, white Hebi in particular are revered for their rarity. But there is one serpent that stands, or rather, slithers, above the rest, and that is the fabled Great White Tsuchinoko, luck-giver supreme. Traditionally, the people of Hingashi have used rice cakes to decorate their homes and represent the creature when praying for its blessings. Alas, in modern times, sightings of the real serpent have all but ceased. Aww. Okay then. And that means our next stop is... down here with the blue Hebi Yoriki. The bracing ocean air, the hustle, and the bustle. What a marvelous place. I do hope my dear sisters and I get a chance to do some sightseeing. I hope so too. But, trivia? Oh, I keep getting caught up in the charms of this fair city. I have a question for you, slithery trivia trial contender. Let me see. Ready? As you are no doubt aware, the snake is considered a most auspicious creature in my native Hingashi. But what blessings can one hope to receive from the humble Hebi? Ooh! Alright, so this is where I get to disclose to you that I have in fact done this event already on another character. And Naya is going to be doing several of these, however not all of them. And not all of them because one of these is in fact an incorrect option that will progress the quest regardless. So, per the introduction and what we were told from our good NPC friend, we know that the Hebi is said to bring fortune. So, oh, two of these are technically incorrect. The easiest thing here to show off is, I'll get back to you later with my answer. You can ask for more time. Understood. I shall be waiting right here. Feel free to present yourself again once inspiration strikes. So that gives you free reign to go, like, check back in with an NPC, read some more dialogue, go look around some more if you wanted to. So she repeats herself if you come talk to her again. I could do with some help. This is asking for a hint. Very well, I shall give you a hint. In the Far East, snakes are said to be emissaries of the god of luck. Pray think on that before giving your answer. Alright, so luck is fortune. So we'll go ahead and give her the correct answer here. Fair fortune. Wonderful, simply wonderful. Snakes are indeed said to be bringers of fortune. By the way, there exists one scalekin in particular known to lavish extra helpings of luck on those who encounter it, the Tsuchinoko. Where other serpents are sleek and slender, the Tsuchinoko is broad and bulbous. Alas, few have ever laid eyes upon its decidedly unsnake-like form. Anyhow, that brings my section of the quiz to an end. You'll find my younger sister, the yellow Hebi Yoriki, by the Drowning Wench. Pay her a visit for the next round of the Slithery Trivia Trial. Okay, now before we progress, I am going to share a little bitty, itty bitty bit of knowledge for the incorrect answers. Okay, so here with the blue Hebi Yoriki, if you answer romance, you get this response. I'm afraid that's not quite right. Don't get me wrong, I'd be more than grateful for a little luck in matters of the heart, but I digress. The correct answer was fair fortune. And then she repeats the same explanation about the white Tsuchinoko that you get by answering correctly. And there is, of course, one other answer that you can give, which was about health. And that is this dialogue. Well, I can certainly see why you'd associate snakes with physical well-being. After all, some people partake of heady concoctions bottled with vipers and such to keep them virile and strong. But alas, unlike their spirit-steeped brethren, the snakes we're speaking of are said to bestow fair fortune. And again, regardless of the option that you choose, you are given the same story about the white Tsuchinoko. But that concludes our time here with Madame Blue Hebi Yoriki. So we will head to the next one. And as instructed, she is just outside the Drowning Wench, which we knew because we visited her earlier. The yellow Hebi Yoriki.
Ay, the kami, this city is absolutely packed with people. 'Tis enough to send you dizzy.
I hope you're feeling well enough to participate in the trivia.
Ah, give me a moment, contender. You are aware that a snake is a symbol of luck, yes? Well, some snakes are luckier than others, and they happen to have one thing in common: their color. Any guesses as to what that might be?
Okay, so again, we have the option to leave and come back, which is great. I'll come back later.
If you must, you know where to find me.
And that gives you the freedom to go check in again, same as before.
Ah, give me a moment, contender.
Yep, and she repeats herself so that you know what the question is. You can ask her for a hint as well. I haven't the foggiest. How about a hint?
Fine, I'll take pity on you. Apparently, there are a pair of snakes this very same color on the Gridanian flag.
That's a very cute hint about the twin adders on the Gridania flag, which are in fact white, so we will go ahead and answer white. But we also learned that from what we were told in the beginning.
Very good. White is the correct answer. White snakes are rare, mystical creatures, hence the association with good fortune. But when it comes to rarity and mystique, there's one snake that deserves special mention: the elusive Great White Tsuchinoko. In times past, people would pray to the lucky serpent in the hope of receiving its blessing. In the past 100 years or so, though, there hasn't been a single recorded sighting of the creature. Its existence is all but a fable these days. Anyway, you have just one question left. Head to the Bismarck to see my little sister, the red Hebi Yoriki.
Okay, and we will do just that, but first... So, with our friend, the yellow Hebi Yoriki, if you give the incorrect answer gold, we get this response.
A glittering gold snake. sounds like the kind of creature that'd do wonders for your finances. But in all seriousness, I don't think I've ever heard of anyone spotting a snake like that. White was the correct answer I was looking for. White snakes are rare, mystical creatures, hence the association with good fortune. And she gives you the same spiel, same as the previous Hebi Yoriki. And there is one other incorrect answer that you could have given, which was red. And that one... 'Tis true that in the Far East we associate red with auspicious occasions and the like. Not so for serpents, I'm afraid. The right answer was white. And then the same spiel about how infrequently they have seen this white Tsuchinoko in recent times. But we have been given one final task on our trivia tour here, so we will head over to the Bismarck and see what awaits us there. Tucked off in the corner, we have the red Hebi Yoriki. Alright, miss. I'm ready for my trivia. Ah, what heavenly smells. I must remember to visit the Bismarck and pick up a few tasty treats for my sisters. That sounds lovely. But, trivia? There you are, contender. I've been waiting for you. I hope you're ready for the last question. I assume you heard all about how we Far Easterners used to revere the Great White Tsuchinoko, yes? I'm guessing my sister also told you how there's been nary a sighting for over a century now. A crying shame, I tell you. Still, the people of Hingashi, being the resourceful people they are, found a suitable surrogate to pay respects to during Heavensturn. Any ideas as to what they might have turned to? Okay, the correct answer is, of course, rice cakes, as we were told by multiple NPCs thus far. But we have the option to answer eggs or a moogle, which are the incorrect ones, and we'll go over those in a moment. And we can, as always, tell her, oh, on second thought, I'll come back another time. Not to worry, I'll be waiting for you right here. Okay, so free to go explore, re-talk to people if need be. She'll repeat herself for you. Let's ask for her to give us a hint. A nudge in the right direction would be much appreciated. If you insist, I'll say this. Our Heavensturn decorations involve one thing stacked on top of another. And that is, of course, rice cakes. Rice cakes, precisely. To be honest with you, I'm surprised an Eorzean would even have an inkling. Color me impressed. When I say cake, you're probably thinking of something nice and light, but the rice cakes we decorate our homes with during Heavensturn in Hingashi are rock hard. We take one pebbly hard rice cake and stack it on top of another. You have to use your imagination a little, but they're supposed to look like the Great White Tsuchinoko itself. Well, that brings us to the end of the Slithery Trivia Trial. Thanks for taking part. We can't forget your prize now, can we? For your efforts, a gift born of the finest painstaking Hingashi craftsmanship. And it'll be all yours in a matter of moments. Hold on. Blast! I could have sworn we had plenty left. Plenty what? Under normal circumstances, you'd be walking away with an exquisite white Tsuchinoko ornament, positively overflowing with good fortune. But surrounded by all these enticing scents, I completely forgot to restock. My big sister is going to be livid. Oh, seems there was one left after all. Phew. Sorry about all that. It's all yours. Oh, and, it's impertinent to even ask, I know, but could I trouble you to tell my sister, the Hebi Bugyo, I mean, that I've run out of prizes? I'd happily fetch more myself, but I ought to stay here just in case another trivia challenger shows up. So, can I count on you? Of course. Much obliged. May the kami guide you.
Right, and before we carry on with that, we will take one more moment here, and we'll review what the incorrect answers were. Right then, so the first incorrect answer we'll read about are Moogles. If you answer with Moogles, you get this response.
Moogles are those furry, white, pig-like creatures you have here in Eorzea. Yes? You're not far off with the color, but we're not too familiar with the fuzzy little devils in the Far East. No, the correct answer was rice cakes.
And then she gives you the explanation, same as when you give the correct answer. And the other incorrect option that you could have given is eggs. An admirable attempt, but no, eggs are hardly the right shape. The correct answer is rice cakes. And then again, that segues straight into her explanation about how they use the rice cakes as part of their festivities. Now, we will take the time to speak to each of them on the way back.
Go ahead and tell my sister, that is to say, the Hebi Bugyo, that I need to restock.
Can do, will do.
The red Hebi Yoriki, the youngest of we 4 sisters, if you must know, is by the Bismarck. Don't keep her waiting too long.
So we've already visited her, so that was just us getting that dialogue a little late. Oh, whoops. We have the blue Hebi Bugyo.
The next quizmaster is my sister, the yellow Hebi Yoriki. You should be able to find her by the tavern, the drowning wench. Pray speak with her.
And we've done that already as well. So we come to report to the Hebi Bugyo. Hello there. The trivia series was delightful. However, you've run out of prizes.
Am I to understand that my sister allowed prize supplies to run out and asked you to report this fact to me in her stead? Clearly, my efforts at disciplining her have fallen short of the mark. I must redouble my efforts.
Now, she's staying there because more contestants might come by.
Please, accept my sincere apologies. I shall send someone along forthwith to replenish our stock.
Okay, it's not that big a deal. Oh, how'd that get on the ground?
Ah, what have we here? Did you perhaps drop your price?
Mochi! Mochi!
By the kami! Our prizes may be exquisitely crafted, but they are mere ornaments. They do not possess the faculty for speech or locomotion, I can assure you. Which leads me to think, could this be the fabled Great White Tsuchinoko of yore, unseen and unheard of for generations? To think I'd live to see the day! What a wonderfully auspicious occasion this is! But I must say, it is passing strange that the Great White Tsuchinoko should appear in Eorzea, of all places. Perhaps it found its way on board our delegation's vessel before we set sail. Perhaps you would be willing to take the creature with you on your journey. Of course, for our delegation, the Sacred Serpent's coming is an event of great historical importance. Nevertheless, we cannot discount the notion that the Great White Tsuchinoko chose to appear before you, in particular, that you might benefit from its blessings. Besides, it appears quite taken with you.
It is certainly bouncing quite a lot.
Mochi!
Before I forget, I should point out that the Omikuji are available to draw for the rest of the Heavensturn season. It might prove to be a delightful distraction ere matters great and small call you to the road once again. Not that you need fear drawing a less than encouraging fortune. Nay, with the Great White Tsuchinoko at your side, you are sure to overcome any hardships that come slithering your way. You have my heartfelt thanks for joining in with this humble endeavor of ours. May the hallowed Hebi guide you on the path of fortune till the heavens turn once again.
And that concludes Heavensturn trivia. The far Eastern Omikujishi is offering his services for the remainder of the Heavensturn festivities this year. Speak with him to see what fortune has in store for you after your rendezvous with the Great White Tsuchinoko. And just like that, we have finished the quest itself. Let's talk to the Hebi Bugyo one more time. Having seen the real thing, I must concede that the ancient depictions of the Great White Tsuchinoko are surprisingly accurate, especially when you consider how seldom the creature was encountered. Nonetheless, the old scrolls and inscriptions don't quite convey just how squidgy it is. That isn't to say we shouldn't be thankful for all those honest chroniclers who committed this serpent's tale to parchment over the years. Indeed, it is an honor to have helped further the legend of such a fortuitous creature. Alright, so let's get that little guy registered. You can now summon the Great White Tsuchinoko minion. And where is he hiding in this great list of little buddies? He's on my 7th page, at the end of the string of other screechers. Hee hee hee. So what have we got? The Great White Tsuchinoko. Initially thought to be a mere ornament, the Hebi Bugyo was just as surprised as you were when this squat, snake-like creature began to move of its own accord. Revered in the Far East as a serpentine bringer of luck, it must have wriggled on board a ship bound for the shores of Limsa Lominsa.
Mochi!
It has its own quote. That's so nice. Alright, let's take that little guy out for the rest of our walk around here, because walk around we shall. It is now nighttime, so we get to see all of the decorations lit up, which is very lovely. I'm still miffed that we don't have these cool little light up tree branches for player housing. I think they are pure joy, and I would like to be able to put them in my yard. Just saying. Alright, so we have Khloe Aliapoh over here by herself, unsupervised, which is unusual.
Khloe used to think snakes were awful, squirmy, scaly beasts, but thanks to those fellows from the Far East, I think I've had a change of heart. Apparently, there's this one serpent, the Great White Tsuchinoko, that's almost impossible to find. Though Khloe bets with all the adventuring you do, you'll come across it sooner or later. You've already crossed paths with it? That's incredible!
Yeah, he's right here. Look, Khloe. There he is. There's the little guy. Right there. We have these two environmental NPCs from a previous year.
Papa, they said there'd be prizes.
I suppose we could give it a go together.
So that's very cute. We have those two. We will get our fortune in a moment. We've got these two also from a previous event. They're adventurers together.
Oh, for the love of... just look at the bleating thing already.
And her companion. Does he say something? Sir? Sir, will you look at the bleeding thing already? Ah.
I'm almost too scared to look at my fortune.
Oh, his came up first. Oh, then we have the Azure-furred rabbit.
The fable the delicates speak of resembles the snake worship once prevalent in my birthplace. Of course, the people ultimately turned against their guardian serpent, and came to view me as nothing more than a malevolent beast. It heartens me to see that the Great White Tsuchinoko still inspires awe and reverence. Perhaps its own abundant fortune saved it from a similar fate to mine.
So that is Seiryu from the Four Lords in Stormblood. They make regular appearances in their disguises. These three are always here. Oh, the sisters are out.
Let's go see the sights. Forget that. I'm hungry. Now, be civil.
So the blue one is the one who wanted to go swimming. The red one was outside the Bismarck. And the yellow one was overwhelmed outside the Drowning Wench. So they're just off duty and getting to be tourists. That's really quite cute. Ah, we have a resplendent rabbit. Hello there. Whoever could you be?
I have something to show you, Naya. Behold, this white Tsuchinoko ornament I won just moments ago. See how it gleams with the same splendorous white as my fur. I cannot help but feel a keen sense of affinity. Suffice it to say, the ornament shall have pride of place in my humble abode. I trust you will treat your newfound friend with the same reverence.
So here's another of the Four Lords in disguise. This is none other than Byakko, whose costume has gotten an upgrade. He's now in pearl white dye instead of the regular or pure white that he was rocking before. Because in his initial appearance in this little costume, pearl white dye didn't exist yet. Alright, those ones are always here. Then we've circled back to Khloe. I don't believe anybody else is that way. I do want to check in since, oh, I see Rowena's out. Since the girls aren't at the stalls, that means somebody else has taken their positions. So we have this fella.
Wonderful, that's correct.
Of course, Rowena would know the answer. She is a worldly lady. Got some time before my next meeting. Figured I'd give this slithery trivia trial a shot. Heard there's a lucky little something waiting at the end of the quiz, too. Claiming something bestows good fortune. Well, that's hardly something you can prove, right? But folks have been lining up to get their hands on a prize. Which got me thinking, clearly there's a demand for lucky bits and bobs. If I get the word out that my goods magically help with money woes, or something to that effect, people will happily hand over an extra gil or two, and I'll be raking it in. Always about business with her. She's also wearing white, because she is aware of the season and the lucky colors. We don't have anybody in here, right? No, I don't believe so. Let's come see the next station. We have Puddingway and some loporrits over here.
Hmm.
How about you? You with the book? Anything? No? Okay.
Those Far Eastern rice cakes look absolutely delightful. Apparently, they're hard as pebbles, though. I was expecting something squidgier, if I'm completely honest with you. I also heard about a scrumptious treat called rice pudding. All these rice-based delicacies. It's an exciting new frontier of dessert discovery.
It sure is. Alright, did this person have anything to say, or was it just the...
This is tough.
How about I give you a little hint? Oh good, oh good. They did have things to say. I wonder who it's going to be over at the Bismarck. There's certainly a fella here. Are you out of prizes again? Supplies are running low again. Oh no! The box will always be empty. Very well. Thanks so much for your time, my guy. So to wrap this up, I do want to go confirm that the vendor doesn't have any new items. Once you complete the quest, there are no new items. Let's make sure. No new items. Same stuff. Great. Okay. And Mochi Daikan, were you out here earlier? Well met. You're speaking with the Mochi Daikan. I must say, it's a delight to see all the interest this event has generated. And I heard all about your encounter with the Great White Tsuchinoko. How auspicious. Ah, I don't suppose I can interest you in some advent cakes. They can't compete with those squidgy Serpent itself when it comes to fortune. But they're a good deal luckier than your average treat, that's for sure. Oh, and you can't even... I can't even buy them from him. Alright, now to finish up here, let's talk to the Omikujishi. Greetings, my friend. Yes. We already spoke and got the story, so let's do draw. You may draw as many as you like, but know that you must pay a fee of 100 gil per draw. I think I can swing that. Very good. I shall be happy to oblige. And Naya gets... a small fortune. Thou shalt experience limited fortune. Keep these words of guidance in thy heart. Adventure, forge thy weapons anew, for thy pursuit shall reveal untold strength. Basically, keep your gear updated. Relationships, help those in need, and friendship shall bloom. Yeah, helping people does tend to be a good way to make friends. Prosperity. Put thy belongings in order. Don't come for my inventory management like this. Listen, there's so many items in this game. It's not my fault, okay? Conflict. Although thou shalt fall, thou shalt rise up stronger each time. I think this fortune knows what the Chaotic Alliance Party Finder's been like. Favor. Be dexterous like unto the builder, and thy tool shall never fail thee. I will continue crafting, yes thank you. And we got that just as the sun came up for a pretty screenshot. Oh, it's great. You will be unable to review. I know, that's why I took a screenshot. Mwah. How did you fare? Whether it was the desired result or otherwise, I pray the words imparted by the fortune serve to guide you in the coming days. And they will. Thank you very much. And we have one last little stop because I want to show off the housing items this time because they really are quite nice. Right then, so the food housing item is this gorgeous, huge assortment of tabletop bento boxes. It includes like an entire lobster, it includes some, I assume, sushi rolls. There's a little treat box over here with chocobo face and moogle face goodies. And it's very, very detailed and beautiful, and I can't get it in a shot right now. There we go. And then, you know, Dongo is not part of it, but you can make or buy those as well. They pair great. Oh, look at that, so pretty. Great. We have our little Tsuchinoko having a good time, bouncing around, enjoying some matcha. And the other item is this very, very beautiful wall decoration, and it's so simple and pretty, and I am very much like in love with it. It's so nice. It's subtle, but it's gorgeous. So yeah, if you have the space to stock up on these, absolutely do so. And as a reminder, which the in-game system notification does tell you, the event is active only until January 16th at 6:59 a.m. PST. That's when it gets snapped out of existence. So be sure to get yours done before then. Get your little Great White Tsuchinoko, get your beautiful bento boxes and wall fans. And with that said, good evening, Cena streamers. Till next time.